You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Thursday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Thursday. Welcome, everybody. So for the YouTube folks, I apologize. It looks like we're having a lot of issues. This is not unique here, but we'll get through it. Moaneb, John Lithium, Ladybug. Now, technical difficulties won't get us down, but it is what it is, folks. Yeah, the chat's gonna be a bit different until the bot decides to wake up. Derry Bennett, Michael Hassler. I'm pretty sure it's related to the Cloudflare incident. Yeah, lots of stuff has been happening. For those of you that have been watching this space, they've also been having some technical issues. So it's kind of around across the board here. Dude, how's it going? Good for Gabby. So I will be going back and forth between YouTube chat and Twitch chat. So I'll be back. Okay. Yeah, Twitch be twitchy. Lots of funky stuff going on. But it's okay. It's all good. We will persevere and we will just keep going. Here and on YouTube, double the viewers, double the fun. Double dipping. Folks, by the way, I decided to get into the YouTube Shorts game, and I did my first YouTube short, taking a clip off the stream, and let me tell you, folks, it did pretty well. It did pretty well. I wonder if I can pop out. Okay, maybe I can just do this. There we go. Kirkenstein's monster. Trying to order a new Deftones t-shirt on Hot Topic, but they're trying to F me over. They don't let you stack coupons. Dang. That's unfortunate. Well, we got a temporary fix here. I'll just put YouTube on one side and Twitch on the other. There you go. I want to go into a Spencer's, but I always have my kid with me. It's been a minute. It's been a minute and a half since I've been to a Spencer's. I got a sick new pink Gorillas tee, and they gave me a coupon for 25% off. Nice. Nice. On the website, there's a Saturday night wrist with 30% off, but I can't apply both. Dang. That's unfortunate. That's a shame given how expensive t-shirts there are these days. Yep. B-Cat. I just got kicked out of BH before I could share the link. That's all good. I've always been pretty small, but now I have like shoulders and stuff. It's weird. Hot Topic was surprisingly cheap. I'm paying about $20. Nice. That's good. I ordered another one from another site to support a dev I really like, and it was about $40. High quality though. Ladybug, welcome. All right, folks. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate it. Sorry, it's kind of a weird day. It's kind of a weird day with things not properly working. But that's okay. It's all good. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it, folks. A couple of things. Thank you all. If you want to support the channel, there are many different ways of doing so. Consider checking the merch store, hitting the exclamation mark tip. And if you want to support, if you want to keep up with the channel, check out the Discord, folks. You get announcements, and we also do cool stuff, you know? Signal is F now, but we can hear you. Huh. Oh, wait, no, that's me. Hold on. It's definitely a day, folks. It's definitely one of those days. That's okay. Yeah, what a clown. Sorry you're having issues. It's all good. It happens. You got teas? I'm gonna order one of those. Yeah, check it out. I got you. Hold on. Since, since everything's kind of weird, check it out. There you go. Couple of announcements, folks. Once again, thank you all for your support, and thank you for everyone who has been checking out this space. It's been a fantastic launch. All 3 days have been pretty smooth, and I would say some awesome content. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't done so already, check out this space. I'm gonna wear my ADT beanie when I stream in solidarity. Nice. That's like a party over there in chat, like it is here. Yep, and a lot of cool and familiar faces. So consider checking that out. I personally will be streaming on this space Tuesdays on 7 p.m. I get my little 1 hour slot. So check that out as well. Let's get started, folks. We're gonna make it a quick day today, then. Quick, gotta be quick. Oh, it's starting to downpour out here. Whew. All right, let's get started. It's funny because get started. No, I don't want to see my own stream. I don't know why it's not seeing the stream not found. You know what? What if I reload this? Refresh. What if I refresh chat? Okay, well, I see. I see something, okay. Hello. Well. Aha! Hey! Wait. Is it back? Look at that! The bot woke up today! Hi! Good afternoon! Welcome, Restream bot! I'm so glad you decided to wake up. Look at that. They're here, yeah, look at that. Now everybody can see each other from now on. Look at that. All right. Reunited and it feels so good. Yeah, look at that. The bot decided to wake up. Look how look how how much fallout I've been playing. Look at that. Let's get started. Now we can properly get started, folks. Look at that. Anyways. So I was saying before my train of thought got derailed there by me. I got into the YouTube Shorts game. And the first YouTube short I've ever posted on Difficult Truth's channel did phenomenally well. So guess what? I'm gonna do it again. I am so glad we got everything going. Anyways.
Speaking of that guy, Donald Trump, who has infected every element of our lives and is constantly giving us anxiety, I mean, we try to alleviate it a little bit with mockery, but the images that they're coming out here of this Fort Bragg...
Honestly, like, mockery is a very good tool against fascism. Mockery is a very, very handy tool against fascism, let me tell you.
Speech are a bit concerning. I feel like if you've been paying attention to politics long enough, you'll see why this is very atypical, right? It's not a shock that that in most countries in the world, military personnel sometimes lean right-wing. And that's why you can have elements like in Ukraine, like the Azov Battalion, that have right-wing views, but that is often used as like a right-wing justification here to cut off arms to Ukraine. It's not necessarily, I think, the strongest footing to put your argument on. But Trump is going a step further and inflaming the politicization of our armed services. Like, maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but it doesn't make me feel super comfortable to see uniformed troops cheering on explicitly political speeches.
Yeah, that's not being old-fashioned. It should definitely make you uncomfortable. It should give you fash vibes. Yeah, what is? I mean, you're saying words, but it's confusing. What are you on about, Faint Bunny? I mean, those are English words for sure.
Especially when those speeches are fascistic in nature, and there should be some confidence in our society that our military is not going to be politicized in this manner, and that it's going to put its oath to the Constitution over the political movement of the commander-in-chief at one point. But Trump is actively trying to undercut that notion. So on Saturday, it's his birthday. It's not even the exact alignment of the 250th anniversary, I think, of the U.S. Army, but
it's big boy Trump's birthday. Big boy Trump's birthday. Seth Evans, welcome. Like, you can't just piss your pants and be proud of it right in front of my face and expect no reaction. Come on, I'm only human.
They're doing that to celebrate the dear leader at the same time. And he's been...
I'm getting Russia vibes. I'm getting North Korea vibes. I'm getting like any kind of like authoritarian regime that you can possibly think of. Like that's what this feels like.
Ramping up to this, you've seen tanks rolling into Washington, D.C. for this ostentatious display as Trump is justifying cutting grandma's Social Security access under the auspices of trying to make the government more efficient and less wasteful. The numbers on this military display are as wasteful as it gets. and it's just to flatter his ego. Here he is talking.
Yep. That's it. It's Big Boy Trump's birthday, so he's gonna have a military parade because reasons. You see the report about how they screened those military and only allowed Republicans to be at that brag show? That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. That would track. That would track.
Talking about what's happening in LA during this speech at Fort Bragg.
And before going further, I want to say a few words about the situation in Los Angeles, California. Have you heard of the place?
Have you heard
Where
of the
I've
place?
deployed-
Nobody's heard of it until now. Okay, nobody's heard of Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Nobody's heard of it until now. Charlie Martini, welcome. And Kirsten Noem said she is in LA to liberate from the socialists. That was the worst thing I've seen so far. What a clown. I'm gonna throw you a military parade, monster. Yeah, we all get military parades for our birthday. How about that?
Thousands of National Guard troops and hundreds of Marines to protect federal law enforcement from the attacks of a vicious and violent mob. And some of the radical left, they say, oh, that's not nice. Well, if we didn't do it, there wouldn't be a Los Angeles. It'd be burning today, just like the houses were burning a number of months ago.
Yep, Los Angeles is completely on fire, folks. There's no more Los Angeles anymore. It's just fire. You get a parade, and you get a parade. Welcome, Bipedal.
Generations of Army heroes did not shed their blood on distant shores only to watch our country be destroyed by invasion and third world lawlessness here at home, like is happening in California. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not let that happen. It's never going to happen. What you're witnessing in California is a full-blown assault on peace, on public order, and a national...
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like literally 1984 stuff, right? Like, war is peace, right? Like, just to be clear, again, I know that it doesn't have to be said, but just to be clear, the reason why there are protests right now is because there are Gestapo goons picking up people off the streets, going to workplaces, and rounding up people, you know, in a very reminiscent era of Nazi Germany. Grandpa needs a nap. Yeah, just normal stuff happening, you know. Normal stuff happening, just watching your neighbors get casually swept up by like five plainclothes goons who refuse to identify themselves. So, yeah, totally normal stuff. And more normal stuff here is when we have like the military cheering this. I mean, this is wild. This is wild stuff. Winnie Rose, welcome. Yeah, kidnapping people on their way to immigration court, kidnapping people after they've had their immigration hearing. I mean, like, it's just wild stuff. But, you know, assault, the full-blown assault on peace and public order. Yeah.
Sovereignty carried out by rioters bearing foreign flags.
Foreign
with the aim
flags.
Of continuing a
By the way, the foreign flag being the Mexican flag. That's what he's talking about. And I did see some, like, some Palestinian flags. But yeah, most of it's just been Mexican flags. That's what he's talking about. I've been around here and there channeling my inner kitten. I hear you. That's his goons doing the assaulting. Yep. There's plenty of video of that. You want to talk about You want to talk about violence? We had plenty of examples of that.
Foreign invasion of our country, we're not going to let that happen. Remember,
Wait, there's a foreign invasion in California. This is news to me.
millions of people were allowed to come into our country totally unchecked and unvetted by stupid people or radical left people or sick people.
Either
But
or.
regardless,
Yeah, whatever. Just like not people, right? Let's whatever bad words we can think of, right? Just horrible people, despicable people, sick people, radical left.
open border policy, the dumbest policy yet. I would say even dumber than
It's not. That's not even like that was never a policy, but okay. Look at all these little boys behind him. Goodness gracious. Furious Jim, something sobering and really, really effing funny about Trump talking about this in front of the airborne. The most frat bro and shit on people in the army. Actually, ironically, maybe the closest thing to open borders as a policy was the U.S. for most of its history, but illiterate as effing right towards obviously ain't gonna have that context. Well, yeah, I mean, we can't expect the right to be acting in good faith, even if they knew that context. They look younger than ADT, for goodness sake. They are younger than me. They look younger than me because they are younger than me. Like I would bet a lot of American dollars that a lot of these folks in the background here are younger than me.
men playing in women's sports, transgender for everyone.
Look at these. Look at
Great.
these.
All right. There, he's got the through line with
Yeah,
that.
he's got the greatest hits, right? Most of them aren't even old enough to drink.
Um,
Can I just say there's a joke.
Sure.
We don't have to play it, but there is a joke he makes a little later in that clip where he says, something about like, yeah, I forget what point he makes, and he asks if they agree with it.
flag burning.
Oh, that's what it is.
Making it illegal to
Yeah.
up to 1 year in prison, which he said on the campaign trail to burn the American flag. This has already been ruled on by the Supreme.
Yeah, this is litigated that it is protected by the First Amendment, as your right to protest is also protected by the First Amendment. So even though that he is threatening people trying to exercise that right, it is protected by the First Amendment. Who needs freedom of speech? True. Boys and a few secretly girls.
Court that it's a protected free speech expression.
Speaking of the American flag, Emma said all the nice stuff about, how it'd be nice to think better of our troops and stuff like that. Google Fort Bragg. And
Yeah.
ask yourself if you're surprised by this. And ask yourself if maybe the people who say we should be slashing the military, and maybe the founding fathers were right about a standing army. It's
Yeah.
not compatible with democracy, what you just saw behind that guy.
And let's do 3 here just to give people a sense of like, this is not an invasion. The National Guardsmen, they don't even have any.
It's so frustrating that this even needs to be talked about, right? Because like this is ludicrous, right? This is absurd. To have to like be like, guys, there is no invade. It's like it baffles the mind. It really does. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Like it's trying to convince people who are. I think I saw this somewhere. I can't remember if it was on this space chat, or if I was just reading a random comment. I'm pretty sure it might have been on this space chat. But like these people are, it's like they're permanently wearing VR goggles everywhere they go. Like everything is completely like it's an alternative reality. It's an alternative reality that these people live in. And it's exhausting. Jordan of the Dead Domain and Jesse Gender live streamed the LA protests yesterday, completely peaceful from what I saw. Fox had a few clips on repeat to fool their base. Yeah, and that's it, right? That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Thing to do, and now police in LA are being reassigned to protect the National Guardsmen who are protecting federal buildings that are not under attack. This is a video taken by Aaron Burnett, or at the very least published by Aaron Burnett of CNN, showing what it actually looks like here. We'll talk over this a little, but you see the National Guardsmen in riot gear all lined up in a row outside this federal building, just kind of standing around. Burnett's caption says there's no protests here. They'll pan out a bit, but go ahead, Matt.
Mexico, the guns in Mexico for any so-called invasion, they would come from America.
Right.
This is actually a bone of contention. Our Supreme Court, unanimously, including the liberals, said that our gun manufacturers aren't responsible for, say, arming the cartels despite marketing to them the same way they said,
Trump is shit. Yep. Welcome, off-world colonists. This is literally the USA. Yep. Legal had a really good video about it, contrasting this protest with the aftermath of various sport events. More cars on fire after sport events. Yep. Indeed, just hope y'all find some time to join the No Kings protest this Saturday. Yep, there's plenty of protests. If you're in the United States, there's plenty of protests. There's like over 1,000, just shy under 2,000 protests that are being planned. This is a massive undertaking. If you want to check that out, it's nokings.org. The website is going to look a little bit like this right here. Uh-oh. Looks like some stuff is still down. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's gonna look a little like that. Graffiti more honest than the so-called news. I'm heading to Poho with Blue Water peeps. That's a lot of old leftists. Nice. I would be careful in New York. The NYPD have boners to hurt people. Yep. That's why you got to be careful. And go together.
They're liable for marketing towards Sandy Hook.
Right.
Even though the marketing is the exact same sort of thing.
All you see there is some explicit language criticizing Donald Trump spray painted on the buildings. I didn't realize that vandalism was such a national concern that the National Guards have to be sent in. But the right wing got its marching orders. This was it's so obvious. Like I wonder who they're actually speaking to directly, if it's a group or if it's someone in the Trump administration.
Stephen Miller.
Directly. It could be.
Did you see Senator Alex Padilla get kicked out of the office? Oh yeah, we got that queued up.
Matt Walsh, Charlie Kirk, all tweeting out the same thing at the same time, basically yesterday, June 9th. Within, Walsh and Kirk within an hour of one another.
Just copy paste.
Ban all third world immigration, Matt Walsh says, legal or illegal. There should be a moratorium on all immigration from the third world. We've reached our capacity. We cannot be the world's soup kitchen anymore. Charlie Kirk. It's time to ban
the world's soup kitchen, as if the people here that were at Home Depot aren't like building these people's houses.
Yep. for sub minimum wage.
You know, can we have a little bit of time to play this news
We
segment
do, but
here?
I just want to highlight like how. Well, let's do that in a sec. It's time to ban third world immigration, legal or illegal. It's almost.
And ban of third world immigration. Yeah, it's just racist. It's just racist nonsense. It's just racist nonsense. Port Huron is a border city bordering Canada. We get a lot of Canadians across the river protesting in solidarity. It's super cool. Nice.
Exactly word for word. He just put "it's" in front of it. We've reached our limit, and we have huge cultural blah blah blah.
Are we going to ban U.S. meddling in the third world too? Nope.
Jack Posobiec. It's time to ban third world immigration, legal or illegal. Copy paste, copy paste. This is a coordinated propaganda outfit, and I want to emphasize this stuff with the tech right, which is putting images.
I mean, like it's not even like hidden, right? Like they're not even bothering. They're not even bothering at this point. There's no need, right? Like why would you feel the need to be more subtle at this point? You just kind of it's good to go. It's green light for all these fascist freaks. Are we going to ban U.S. meddling? Nope. Well, that's not fair. Yep. Go with the group and be prepared. Yep. Also, keep it peaceful this time. They want us to black block, etc. And remember, folks, the most important advice is to STFU. Okay.
Is the most inflammatory images, including the burning cars, including the guy standing on the hood, that are not at all representative of the rest of the protests, and that's the worst they can get, by the way. They're putting them to the top of everybody's feed, and they're coordinating with right-wing influencers to manufacture consent that allows for this authoritarian crackdown. Go ahead, Matt.
People are right to be mad, and anything that you see that seems excessive in the streets is provoked by this absolute lunatic white supremacist policy that we're seeing. And this is a news story, just one of many. Like this Tom Homan saying, actually, they're rioting because we're taking rapists and drug traffickers is such a heinous smear against the entire people of Los Angeles or any of these immigrant communities. They're upset because they're taking their brothers and fathers and sisters and wives and husbands. Like let's just play this.
An update tonight.
Yep. Another thing, expose the feds, record them, and call them out when they try to provoke you to commit crimes. Yep. I mean, everyone has a camera on them at all times, and also just like as advice, if you have the ability to either, as Winnie Rose says, bring some kind of burner phone, or keep your stuff on airplane mode, understand that you will not be able to get calls or work anything on the phone as far as like connections, but it is it's an alternative to not bringing your phone with you, yeah.
On a 9-year-old Torrance boy and his father who were deported to Honduras away from family and friends. Tonight, they are speaking out. KTLA's Lindsay Pena has more.
Martir Garcia Lara and his father, Martir Garcia Banegas, are now back in Honduras after being deported from the U.S. just days ago. Now,
Yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Look, you did it. Wolfglen, welcome. Airplane mode will not stop it. Don't bring your phone or car. Okay, so don't bring it at all. Okay, I retract that advice then. If airplane mode is not gonna stop, it's not gonna stop anything, then yeah. Don't bring don't bring anything that will be linked to you. Okay? Don't bring anything that will be linked to you. I believe you can quintuple boop the sleep wake button on an iPhone to disable face and thumbprint ID. You can turn the burner phone off before you get back to your neighborhood. They can turn your phone off. That's kind of unsettling. That's kind of really, really unsettling. Yeah, I mean, like, if they can do that, then like just be safe and use operational security. You use common sense with regards to operational security. Don't post on social media that you're going to a protest or that you went to one. Yep. So for those of you that saw the intro to my show, those were all those were all protests that I went to in the past. None of them were recent enough or anything like that, or that have already happened. So yeah, luckily MX Rose is a tech mega nerd, so I'm set no matter what. But your phones, you all see what they're doing with phones. Yep, you don't want your phone to show cell towers. What if you take out or disable your electronic SIM card or your physical SIM card and just carry the device itself? Because there's no connection. If you don't have the SIM card, or if you have your eSIM disabled, that it shouldn't connect to any towers. It can't connect to any towers. No SIM means you have to have Wi-Fi. No, not even. Like the point being is that you don't want to be connected to anything. Your phone is just basically like a camera, or you know what? Or just bring a separate camera device. You can take the batteries. You can't take the batteries out. They can track you. If no SIM, then you're good. Yeah, like if you take out the SIM card and there's nothing connecting to the towers, then that should be okay. Or here's probably a better advice. If you can get to like a small, like cheap, they sell small cheap disposable video cameras that you can take with you, or just take like something like a GoPro or whatever else you have that may be a separate device that doesn't have anything to do with your phone or connections or anything like that. That would probably be based on what I'm getting at here, or based on what I'm getting here, is that you probably should not be using your phone and at all, burner or not, because they could still kind of put you at the scene. Just bring a separate device so that you can still have a camera on you, but you don't have to bring your phone. That's probably the best that we're gonna get here. Is that why they quit using removable batteries? That's a good point. That's a good point.
In a small town, the 9-year-old is trying to get used to his new reality. He says,
I was scared to come here. I wanted to stay with my brother.
We first told you about Martir and his father after members of the Torrance Elementary PTA reached out to KTLA. Martir has attended classes there since the first grade, and members of the school community were concerned about what had happened to him and his family. The pair were detained and separated after attending an immigration status hearing in downtown LA back in late May. Federal officials say the father and son had been ordered to return to Honduras back in 2023, but remained. Martir's brother Kevin is still in the U.S., though.
He's grown now, but Kevin was with me my whole life.
Quiero ver otra vez a mi amigo.
I want to see my friends again.
Amigo.
I miss all my friends.
The elder Martir saying
That's so freaking sad, man. My kid is a little younger than him. Poor guy. Yep. PB, you might need your phone. Oh, you know what? Here's another solution. Here's another solution. You can buy relatively cheap, by the way. Here's okay. Here, chat. Listen. I got it. Okay, I got it. Turn your phone off and buy a cheap Faraday bag. Okay, where no signal gets in and out, and keep that in your bag, and then don't turn your phone on unless an emergency happens or you're free and clear, to take the phone out of the Faraday bag and then turn on after you're free and clear. And of course carry a separate camera device that's always on. So there you go. The Faraday bags are cheap and they work. They completely block the signal. So that may be an alternative. If you absolutely think you're gonna need your phone, because ideally you would not want your phone on you, but if you absolutely had to, that might be a solution. That might be a viable solution. Buy a Faraday bag that will block the signal and keep your phone off until you absolutely need it. Yeah, be sure to disable face fingerprint unlocks too, so I can't get into your phone without a passcode. There are payphones for a reason. Yep. Leave it in your car if you think you'll need it, but if you're staying late, get a burner and stash it in your car or a bush or something if you take public transit. What if I want to call my mom? No. If you're in the middle of a protest, that's the last thing you want to do is call anyone. Are there payphones? I guess it depends on the city.
he had a feeling things would end up this way and believes
They're being cruel to people.
Now, maybe there's people that are listening to this, I hope not, that think that they would take this standing down if people in their lives had them completely severed from the people they grew up with and loved and sent to a foreign country. Maybe you would accept that standing down. I basically have a different view of humanity, that you view that as an unjust encroachment, that you'd send this kid and his dad away from their brother and friends to start a whole new life somewhere. What? Because Stephen Miller isn't happy with the fucking demographics. Because all in these images here about the Posobia at Kirk, whatever, you know what's the first thing they say? We have a huge cultural thing. That's all it is. The educational stuff, no, we can deal with that. George H.W. Bush knew we can deal with that. We could educate, even undocumented kids can be in schools. Housing, who's building the housing? Are you kidding me? Financial, who do you think's... I mean, these are ridiculous, but it's ultimately because all these guys are white supremacists and they're in power right now.
I actually just got this book, and I believe that we've had this guest on before. The author.
Make plans to meet up with your friend if you get separated. Yep. Just kidding. I knew there were no payphones. I mean, yeah, I kind of went along with it. I'm like, oh yeah, payphones. I remember those. I mean, how do you do, fellow kids? Depending on the protest, you should expect to be arrested. Yep. You need to be in a group. Yep. Most protests have marshals. They plan for finding you and getting bail. Now, if it's the No Kings rally, those are protests that have pulled permits. They should not be a problem. Yeah, just practice common sense, folks. practice common sense and practice operational security. Again, I would suggest investing in a Faraday bag. It's not that expensive. You don't need your phone that bad. And just kind of and just kind of keep it off. Very kind of you to do that, and I was having a hard time not sounding like an ungrateful asshat. I'm a little worried, Chad. I just moved and I haven't had the time to get in touch with local DSA. I don't know if I should go directly to a protest, not knowing anyone, but I feel useless. I mean, I would just be careful. I've been to protests by myself, and usually, like, just talking to people, you might find a couple of comrades, but if you do go to a protest, just be careful.
Author of Hate Monger, Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, and the White Nationalist Agenda, Jean Guerrero. I'm gonna read it soon, actually, because there's some backstory into Stephen Miller I feel like hasn't been discussed enough, including the fact that he grew up in the LA area. And there were reports in Guerrero's book about how when he was in high school in Santa Monica, he would clash with the students there who were speaking Spanish, and he would tell them to speak only English at the time. His level of resentment towards immigrants, legal immigrants, goes back to his childhood. This is a very small man motivated by deep racism, anxiety, self and outward hatred, wherever it begins, chicken or the egg situation.
He's been disowned by his family, and yeah, the Vice did a video on that where he's saying, you know, make the, and everyone knew who the janitors were. Make the janitors pick up your trash, throw it on the ground. Who cares?
He was disowned by his family in part because he grew up in a Jewish household, and the Trump administration is so anti-Semitic, if I recall. So this is somebody who...
This all tracks. Nobody's useless. You guys are here at least. Yep. Stay on the outer edge of it. Bring bottles of water to hand out and get to know folks. That's a good idea. Go, but leave early if you're worried. If you see kids and dogs there, you're fine. I won't risk getting arrested because I'm my kid's primary caretaker. That's perfectly understandable. By and large, the protests around the country will be peaceful, but the cops and provocateurs are unpredictable. Yep. That's very true.
Who has a lot of cruelty in his heart. But this is why it's so important to back off even the concept of legal immigration as a framework for analyzing this moment. Because think about the word legal. Just think about it a little bit more deeply when you're trying to apply it to an action or a process of legal or illegal immigration. And then when you apply that to a human being and you put people's humanity within the context of outside of state acceptability, which is illegal, and inside it, then the state gets to define who is more human than the other person. And with a white supremacist fascistic administration in place, we see how this is manifesting in practice. AOC had a great point on Blue Sky. We can end with this. But I just want to show that, like, there's a way to respond to this that isn't capitulating to the right, like we're seeing from way too many Democrats. She writes, "It is 100% carrying water for the opposition to participate in this collective delusion that Democrats, for some reason, need to answer for every teen who throws a rock, rather than hold the Trump administration accountable for intentionally creating chaos and breaking the law to stoke violence. They are in charge." they are both stoking this violence and exaggerating any violence.
And I don't.
Yeah, 100%, right? Like this kind of gets at the heart of like my criticism with Bernie Sanders. But yeah, that's basically it. THC gummies are so good. Yep.
Also say Democrats need to get their cops under control so they don't help provoke these and instigate these things into bigger problems like they've been doing. It's not just the National Guard being sent in, it's police departments that frankly we haven't brought under control as they need to be.
It's a failure of liberal governance in cities, which is being exploited by the right now, but that's in part because liberal governance obviously preferable to right-wing governance. But it's had these failures where police departments have completely gone off the rails and are wagging the tail of Karen Bass as opposed to the other way around. And it's what makes this race here in New York City so important.
I would buy the TH gummies by the pound if I could. I mean, they're great. They're just strong. They're strong. Maybe it's just I don't eat them that often, or maybe I just took more than I was supposed to, or maybe it's just I don't know. Sick puppy. Everyone has their own particular part to play. Yep. Libs are so desperate to pander to the Law and Order crowd, it's insane.
Because it's time that true left-wing leadership comes back to our cities, not this.
Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show.
Sir, I've already told you I can't hit the subscribe button because I'll unsubscribe from the Majority Report. You're not going to have a good time if you overdo it, true. Yep. This just happened not too long ago. Senator Alex Padilla is forcibly removed from DHS. Secretary Kristi Noem's news conference in LA. Senator Padilla was forcibly removed from the news conference in LA on Thursday after trying to question Homeland Security Kristi Noem during a press conference related to immigration. Quote, I am Senator Alex Padilla. Whoa, come back. I have questions for the secretary. Padilla said to Noem, which promptly several men to physically push him out the room. It was unclear who the men were, as several were dressed in plain clothes. Padilla's office shared a video of the incident with NBC News. The video shows Padilla being taken into the hallway and pushed forward onto the ground as officers with FBI identifying vests told the senator to put his hands behind his back. The officers then handcuffed him. President Trump's immigration policies and the administration's handling of demonstrations against those policies has sparked outcry in recent days. After protesters clashed with officers for immigration for ICE, on Friday, the president deployed members of the National Guard and later Marines to assist local law enforcement. Dozens of demonstrations have taken place across the country in the days that followed. Why does he pop up from under that's like that? It kills me every time. It's Sam. You cannot do that to a sitting U.S. senator. Well, we live in times where, you know, what you can't and what you shouldn't do and what's legal and what's constitutional, it's all kind of just like not there. It's just gone. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be able to do that to a sitting senator. This is, and just to be clear, like we're gonna play the video first. This was given to us kind of like on a separate. This is actually great. Thank you to Dude. Appreciate that. Sam's a little wackadoodle of a human. Of a whom.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go ahead, put them behind my back.
All right. Cool. One hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
There's no recording allowed out here. I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI regs.
So just to be clear, Alex Padilla, Senator Padilla, has not been charged with any kind of crime. He was not he was not charged with any crime. He didn't do anything illegal as far as anyone is accusing him of doing. This is to send a message. Okay, this is all for optics. The whole point of making this spectacle is to have this picture, right? It is to have this picture, to have these images of the opposition being handcuffed and being forced out of the press conference. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Trump wants these images and wants these videos to basically send a message to anyone opposing him. This is what we want to do to you. There's no crime here. He just wants to make the opposition afraid. Anyone that is in opposition to him afraid. Where are your brown shirts? Oh, they're kind of blue nowadays. On your back as they push him on his stomach. Yep. It happened right as Noam was talking about liberation from the socialism. On your back, but also give me your hands. Yep. Cops are... Yeah. Speaking to reporters later on Thursday, Padilla said he was receiving a briefing from military officials when he learned Noam was in the same building and decided to join her briefing. I was there peacefully at one point. I had a question, and so I began to ask a question. I was almost immediately forcibly removed from the room, and I was forced on the ground and handcuffed. He added, if this is how the administration responds to a senator with a question, if this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, cooks, to day laborers out in LA, in the Los Angeles community, and throughout California and throughout the country. Yep. Globus the Elder, welcome. What's the good word? The only message that should be taken from this is to bring a bigger group next time so they can't arrest everyone. True. Notice that the cop on the right jerked his arm back up so it would really hurt. We're going to see another Tiananmen Square incident on Saturday? I don't know. But he is brown. Yep. Eager, hello and good afternoon. Just following orders. Mr. Padilla was repeatedly told to back away. Like, just to be clear, just to be clear, none of this is to be believed. Okay, this administration is not to be believed at all. But this is the excuse that they're giving. Stopping in and immediately leaving. It goes so well. What a great life. That's good. And some system of people set up to protect and fight those who do arrest. Yep. Mr. Padilla was told repeatedly to back away and did not comply with officers' repeated commands, claiming that the agents thought he was an attacker and officers reacted appropriately. Secretary Noam met with Padilla after and held a 15-minute meeting. Before Padilla began questioning Noam, she spoke to reporters about the administration's actions. The subject of her appearances in LA, Noam said that DHS and its agencies, as well as the military, will continue to sustain and increase operations in the city. Cool. We're not going away. We're going to stay here to liberate this city from the socialists and the burdensome leadership that this governor and... wait a minute. But there's video. Yep. It doesn't matter, right? Like, literally, they're just, like, manufacturing... like, this is just manufactured out of thin air and you know, I guess that's what they're going with. Even though there's video, we just saw the video, by the way. There's other context. I think that this gives you a little bit more context, but I don't think I can play that for very long.
Sir, sir, hands up, hands up.
Like,
I'm Senator Alex Padilla.
Right? How did you? Like, this is a lie. Okay, this is a lie. You can't say that this was that they thought he was an attacker. Like, we have the contact. It only takes 2 seconds, by the way. Like, he literally says in 2 seconds, "Hey, I'm Senator Padilla." Like, that's it. Waxing Philosophical rating in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, folks. Folks, if you haven't seen me before, I am a Difficult Truth. I do the news. I do the politics. I'm here Monday through Thursday, Tuesdays on this space. If you enjoy your stay, hit the follow button, folks. Nissa, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome, Waxing Philosophical, and thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Folks, please go show some support to Waxing_Philosophical. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. True. I do hope this Saturday the No King rallies find their way to sit in the street. Could be our salvation. Images of 5,000 people sitting in front of tanks. Now that would be powerful. That would be powerful. That would be pretty powerful. That's the state of the country that we're dealing with right now. Where sitting senators will be forcibly removed. And handcuffed and roughhoused. By this administration. Federal judge to hear arguments over Trump's deployment to LA. A federal judge will consider Thursday whether to temporarily restrict President Trump's use of the National Guard troops and Marines to assist with federal immigration enforcement in LA. The hearing in San Francisco marks the first test of Trump's decision to place more than 4,000 members of the California National Guard under federal control and send 700 active duty Marines to LA to protect immigration and custom enforcement agents as they conduct immigration arrests. I mean, like, by definition, wouldn't that kind of be like acting in a weird pseudo law enforcement role? I mean, but you know, okay. Yeah, remember to like, subscribe, and follow. We're living through something that will be worse than you know what. Who would have thought? Maybe. I mean, it is unprecedented in at least our immediate history to witness something like this. That what we're witnessing. There's a lot of people, unfortunately, that seem to not be completely grasping the severity of the of the situation, and I think that it's so important to continue to spread the word and to be a opposing force, not just like not just like as people out on the streets, but also in the airwaves, the information war too. It's so important to talk to people in your in your immediate circle, family members, friends. And sure, it is possible that a decent amount of those people most likely agree with you. It's still important to keep talking. These conversations need to be had because that spreads. That spreads. Why, oh why did Doc Brown allow Biff Tannen to steal the DeLorean? Lock the damn gullwing doors, man. Yeah. That's what we get for messing with the timeline. Bad lefties here? Oh yeah, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Did we break again? I don't know, did we? Looks fine? Alright, cool. The Trump administration's immigration crackdown sparked protests in California's largest city, which the president said in a June 7 memorandum constitutes a form of rebellion against the U.S. that allowed him to call up the National Guard under Title 10. Since the president deployed the Guard to Los Angeles, protests have popped up in several cities, including Austin, Boston, and New York City. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass imposed an 8 p.m. curfew on Tuesday and Wednesday. The LAPD said there have been 400 arrests since Saturday stemming from the protests and other criminal activity in the downtown area. Mr. Trump argued that the military had been sent to LA to protect ICE and other federal employees performing their duties as well as government property, but the decision has escalated tensions with California Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat who claimed the presence of the military in the streets threatened to destabilize the community and lead to an escalation, which, yeah. Bella Lugrisi, you know, a lot of people don't bother about their friends in the vegetable kingdom. Welcome, welcome. Jimmy Dings, he's brought the Marines into the most important blue city and currently has troops, tanks, IFVs, and other equipment move into the capital. He's already talking about a rebellion against the U.S. It's scary. I mean, he is very scary, yes. It's not a good vibe. It's not a good vibe. I completely agree with you. 8 p.m. is crazy early. Sandy! Newsom sued the government, the Trump administration, over the president's move and asked District Judge Charles Breyer, who's presiding over the case, there's like a little fly, for early intervention on Tuesday. The governor argued that Trump unlawfully bypassed him when the president called the National Guard into service without his permission, and said the federal law invoked by President Trump to deploy the troops, Title 10, does not give him the authority to do so under the current circumstance. Yeah, I would agree so. I need to get out of bed eventually. These unlawful deployments have already been proven to be a deeply inflammatory and unnecessary provocation, anathema to our laws, limiting the use of federal forces for law enforcement rather than a means of restoring calm, said California Attorney General Rob Bonta. Federal antagonization through the presence of soldiers in the streets have already caused real and irreparable damage to the city of LA and the people who live there and the state of California. They must be stopped immediately. Breyer declined to immediately grant California officials relief, instead set a hearing for Thursday afternoon to consider the request. In a filing submitted to the court, the Trump administration called Newsom's request for relief a crass political stunt endangering American lives. There's no writer's veto to enforcement of federal law, and the president has every right under the Constitution and by statute to call forth the National Guard and Marines to quell lawless violence directed against enforcement of federal law. So we'll see what is going to end up happening with this case, but yeah. Thanks, Merrick Garland. Thanks to you, we get to see the continuation of January 6th. Oh, Woody Guthrie is awesome. Next time I'll wear my Woody Guthrie shirt. Next time. I just told my wife about the U.S. Senator issue. She did a double take and said pardon and while looking at me in disbelief. Yeah, and it should be. That should be the reaction every time. This is not normal. This is not okay. Every time that should be the that is a normal reaction. 100%. That's completely the reaction that should be every time. Do not normalize this. I'm just speaking broadly. Do not normalize this. This is not normal. Watching these videos is not normal. None of this is normal. And it shouldn't be. The persistence of fascism. All right, folks, we got one more. We got one more in us. David Hogg to exit the DNC after backlash to his primary plan. So yeah, I mean, this was the whatever the leaders, the upper echelon of the Democratic Party say, this was the plan all along. Okay. David Hogg, the youngest vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, who divided the party over his plan. Like, this is actually unhinged, right? To be like, oh well, this is the divisive issue. Just to be clear. The divisive issue is whether or not we should primary Democrats who are doing nothing. That's the divisive issue. Just so that we're clear, the divisive issue at hand here is to primary Democrats who are not willing to fight hard enough. Royd had coked up cops. What could possibly go wrong? David Feldman said David Hogg's biggest mistake was going to Harvard. Beat him down until he doesn't get up again. That's our side, supposedly. Yep. Divided the party over his plans to intervene in primary races against the sitting Democratic lawmakers that said that he would step aside from his prominent post after the party voted to force him to run again on Wednesday. Mr. Hogg, 25, became a lightning rod for criticism within the party after he told New York Times 2 months ago that he planned to spend millions of dollars on primaries through a separate group, Leaders We Deserve, that he leads. He said he was raising as much as $20 million to help bring generational change to the Democratic Party. Again, I mean, like, honestly, if I was David Hogg, I would just put all my energy and effort into making this happen, because, like, I don't know, the pettiness in me would lead me to pour every single ounce of effort to make this happen. How about primary Democrats that are dead? No, those get chair positions. They can't do that. Yeah, changes that we desperately need. Yep. He did want another Parkland, I guess, F him. On Wednesday, the Democratic National Committee announced that its members had voted to force new elections for the vice chair post held by Mr. Hogg and another vice chair, Malcolm Kenyatta. In a letter provided to the Times, Mr. Hogg outlined his reasoning for quitting party leadership rather than running again for vice chair. Quote, I came into this role to play a positive role in creating the change our party needs. It's clear that there is fundamental disagreement about the role of a vice chair, and it's okay to have disagreements. What isn't okay is allowing this to remain our focus when there's so much more that we need to be focused on. Ultimately, I have decided not to run in this upcoming election so the party can focus on what really matters. Mr. Hogg's tenure as a party official was brief but filled with drama. It included a move by the party chair, Ken Martin, to stop Mr. Hogg from engaging in primaries. Mr. Hogg's being caught in Project Veritas operations talking about party leaders, public backbiting, and the leak audio from an internal meeting of party officers. Multiple officials have blamed Mr. Hogg for the leak. After Politico published the audio, Mr. Hogg posted screenshots of text that had ignored from reporters who had written the article. I feel violated, as does everybody on the call, said Mr. Kenyatta. Of the tape's origin, he said, I don't think we need to hire Matlock to figure out who and why. So anyways, yeah, they're big mad, and they ended up forcing him out because he was leading an effort to primary Democrats who were unwilling to fight hard enough for people. That's it. Like, and just to be clear, like, David Hogg is not like, progressivism's greatest soldier, right? But just by virtue of wanting to be like, hey, maybe we should primary these do nothing Dems, and get people who are actually wanting to do something, and that was it. That's all she wrote. Yeah, do nothing Dems is a term for a reason. Yep. He's part of one. He just can't sit at our table anymore. DNC are mean girls. Yeah. David Hogg needs to find a group to help him find viable progressive candidates nationwide. I mean, he has like leaders we deserve. And I think that he should probably focus his energy on that. His only mistake was going public before his first primary started. Yep. Hopefully this will radicalize him further to our side. I hope so. It would. I mean, it would me if I was in that position. He's 25 years old. Yep. Young, very young. A lot younger than me. Without saying too much. We're teenagers still in our minds. Yeah. Let's not do too much math. Let's not do too much math before we start realizing just how much time has actually gone by. Math is forbidden on the stream. And what to talk about this week and forgot the nuggies? How did you forget the nuggies? How did you forget the chicken nuggies? That's wild. I'm just kidding. I was too excited for my quesadilla. Unironically, the Taco Bell, what is it called? Is it called the Cantina box? The Cantina box chicken quesadilla is actually pretty good. We got it a minute ago. I admit it's been a while. And by a while I mean months. It's definitely been months. And Cantina menu is a thing. Yep. And their chicken quesadilla off the Cantina menu, because it's like a separate, more premium version. I don't know how else to explain it. It's good. It's good. They still have the Cantina menu. I don't know. I don't know if they still have it. But when they did in months ago, it was good. It was good. So I completely understand that. Yeah, it's flavorful. There are items on the menu that are Cantina. Don't know if it's the same meal though. Wait, no offense, but premium food at Taco Bell. I may be stretching the word premium. I may be stretching the word the word premium. It's just better than like the normal Taco Bell. So the top tier Taco Bell. So like I'm massaging the I'm massaging the word premium in this context here a bit. So yeah. Yeah, the Taco Bell the top shelf of Taco Bell. Okay, I mean, take that with for what it is. But yeah, it's actually good. It's actually good. It's not half bad considering, you know, considering. Their potato tacos are pretty good. I can get them as soft tacos too. Sorry, it was just too easy. That's funny. Premium and Taco Bell go together like MTG and intellectualism. The breakfast Crunchwrap is fire. I haven't had that. But that sounds good. Taco Presidente. That's too funny. All right, folks. It's time for me to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. It's just shy of 7 o'clock. It's time for me to get out of here. It could be worse. It could be a filet-o-fish. Seriously, I don't know how people think that is a good. I can't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, look. First of all, I'm not really big on seafood as it is. Like, it's not my range. My range of seafood is like, I'll eat tuna, I'll eat salmon, and like that's about it. That's the extent of my palate as far as seafood goes. But the filet-o-fish is just no. It's just no. Like, I don't know how people could eat that. Is that still even a thing? Does McDonald's still make filet-o-fish? Does McDonald's even still make that thing? That abomination? It's Trump's favorite food. I think it's super popular at Lent. Yes. Oh my goodness. I don't get it. I don't get it. That new avocado salsa though. Carlos, you're a pleasure. Thank you so much, Sandy. The McBarf, the McRib. I actually have never had the McRib, but I've heard. Stay safe, y'all, and call it, and shame any instigators if you see them. If you on Saturday, if you go. Yep. Goddamn clickbait. McRib is a molten monstrosity. I've heard. I've never actually seen the McRib. Look, I don't want to hear about McDonald's unless they're bringing back snack wraps. So unless we're talking snack wraps, me and McDonald's, okay? Me and Ronald McDonald have nothing to talk about, okay? Me and the clown have nothing to talk about. Unless we're bringing back snack wraps, that's the only business that me and McDonald's have at that point. Trump is almost he has encouraged him to eat McDonald's 3 times a day. Trump is the only person I've ever heard order the filet of fish. I agree. I don't know, like it's just I just can't. It was good back in the 90s. Pork belly McRibs, if prices get lower, they ought to bring it back. Mickey D's does have good new chicken fingers that are actually good. Okay. I mean, I could do chicken fingers. I like the chicken nuggies, so. In Rhode Island, they have the McLobster. Why? I feel like I saw a thing about the snack wrap coming back. If it comes back, then me and the clown can talk again. Me and Ronald McDonald can talk again, but until then, like Mickey D's is like there's nothing else to eat. There's literally nothing else to eat. Then I guess we'll go to McDonald's. Okay, we're being distracting. You need to go. Yeah, you know it's bad when we start talking about food because I'm hungry and I smell food. So yeah. It's on the BDS list anyhow. Oh, that makes it easier. I didn't even know that. Like I just don't eat at McDonald's. It's very, 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 very like if you find me at a McDonald's, it's like we're in dire straits. I like food that doesn't make me ill. Shoo. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for the support. And thank you, Waxing Philosophical, for the raid. I appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing your wonderful folks in. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the follow button. It really does help us out. If you're on the YouTube, do all the things, like, share, subscribe. Join us on this space, folks. Join us on this space. Right here. Boom. It's a fantastic project. We've had a phenomenal launch of this space. It's still going on right now. If you want to check it out, please join us. I'll be in the chat. Thank you all for being here. You guys are what makes this channel go. If you want to support the channel directly, check out the merch store. You can also do !tip. And join the Discord, folks. Join the Discord. That's how you can keep up with the channel and the Substack and do all the awesome things. I appreciate it. Ben Dixon is live on this space. Look at that. Everyone go on, head on over to this space. Stay safe, yes. Please do, everyone. Please stay safe. All right, folks. We'll be back on Monday around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Spread the word far and wide, folks. Thank you all for being here. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one Monday about 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, thank you to Michael Hassler, Heat, for modding the chat. Yes. Thank you, mods. Appreciate it. See ya. Appreciate that. Hang tight, folks. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.